Welcome to Jimmy James Garage. The polls don't lie. I'm telling you, the polls, they don't lie. Stick with me and I'm going to read off these polls to you and we'll find out if they're a liar or not. Kind of interesting if you're a car guy. And then stick around to the end and we got some special surprise at the end for you. By the way, what a beautiful day. So let's head into the shop. Well, here we are sitting in the shop, and I got to use my iPhone here because that's where all my data is on these polls. So over the last 2 weeks, I've been putting out polls, and I've been doing it for a reason. I've been wanting to see where we're at with my car guys and all my subscribers and people that, that like and subscribe. You know, I do that, by the way. And that just, click on my channel and look at these polls. It's kind of interesting because how many times have you been told the 57 Chevy is the most popular Tri-5 Chevy ever? How many times have you been told that? How many times have you been told that LS is the best motor for these cars and you're going to put it in? I'm here to tell you there's some lying going on, or there's some accuracy, or you be the judge of this. So it's pretty interesting. Let me get some of these here. So the first one I did was, which Tri-5 Chevy is your favorite? And of course, 55, 56, 57. You would think the 57 win? Ding, 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 ding. You're wrong. It's a 55 Chevy with 47%, 56 with 28% of the vote, and 57 with 25. And that is 109 votes. So a pretty good number to go by, So almost half said the 55 Chevy was their guy. And the two in the split was the 28 and the 25 was the 57 and 6 era. They take a quarter of the love share. So pretty interesting, because I thought 57, you always hear 57 Chevy, blah, blah, blah. That was an interesting one. The next one we did is, what is your favorite type of 55? Because 55 Chevys have a lot of different kinds. They didn't make like they do, in the later years, they make a Monte Carlo and they make a Lumina and they make an Impala and they make all these different kinds of cars. Back then the base was the Tri-5 platform, and then they worked off that platform. So they all looked really similar. So again, you would think the 55 convertible would be the one, but it's not. Out of the 55 Chevy, the Nomad was number one at 38%. The hardtop was, 55 hardtop was only at 30. The 55 sedan post car was 24, and rounding up the bottom was the 55 convertible at only 8%. And again, that had 90 votes. And again, the clear winner was, and it wasn't a clear winner, it was a winner, was the 55 Nomad, 38, and the hardtop 55 was 30. So interesting. Again, I would have probably put the convertible at the top, followed by the Nomad, but you voted, and thank you for voting. That's awesome. And of course, in these polls, I had a ton of questions. Go back and look at them. There's a ton of information in there. Then we go, which is the best Chevrolet V8 for your old school Chevy? And that could be your C10 truck, that could be your Camaro, that kind of stuff. The old school stuff. We're not just talking, absolutely Tri-5s at this moment. We're talking about the engines in general. Most of my guys that are on my channel, and girls, they have different kinds of cars. They don't all have 55 Nomads. They have, Camaros, and they have Chevy trucks, and they have COEs, and they have Ford trucks, and they have, Mustangs. They have all that stuff. So what is for the Chevy, though? What is the old school car? V8. Pretty easily. 265 to 400 small block Chevy, the original mini motor. There you go, little original small block Chevy. That was 73%. That's pretty shocking, just about 3/4 of it. Then we dropped down to the big block Chevy at number 2 with 17%. And then, of course, the big block W motor, the 348 409, they made songs about it. I thought that would actually be the top one. I thought everybody would want a 409. I thought that would be the one, but they come in at 10%, very low. And the LS, you got 1%. And if 90 people voted, or 84 on this one, and you got 1%, I'm guessing one person liked the LS. Again, that's a little bit of a shocker, because there's so many LSs out there. There's so many channels about LSs, and so many people building LS base type motors, and it's 1% on that vote. We're pushing close to 184 votes. So interesting. I'm not shocked with the small block Chevy. Everybody's got a small block. So, but interesting numbers. Like I said, go look at those, and a lot of comments about that too. Let's see here. Try 5 wagons. Which is your favorite? So out of the wagon, this is the wagon here. There's the wagon. Out of those wagons, because that wagon is a whole group in itself. Let's see here. Okay, at 60 votes, kind of low on the wagon number. 52% were nomads. Not half of them were nomad, a little over half. That's probably what I would have guessed it at. And then the 2, 10, 150 two-doors, it was coming in at 28. That's what this is. So 28% of that, followed by the sedan delivery, and then bringing up the rear is the Belair 4-door. That's the high-end 4-door Belair. You see a lot of them, but it's only 3% out of which wagons is your favorite. So that's, another interesting one. 60 votes on that one. That was a little bit lower, like I said. So let's see. Then we jumped up to 12 days ago. In the Tri-5 world, do you refer to the B post on a 2-door car as a 2-door post or 2-door sedan? Right behind my head, let's see if I can point to it. Right about there is the B post. On the sedan cars and the post, they're right there, that post. Hardtop is eliminated from that. And that's a wagon, obviously, but on the car. Thought it was an interesting thing because you always hear lots of guys talking about a 55 post. I love the 55 post car. And I wanted to see kind of where we were between 55 and 57s. And that's why I put those out there. And then, of course, I did put another answer to that question on here is nice Belair, because what I call all Tri-5 Chevys is a Belair. And we got some votes on it, but 59% like to call it a post. They don't call it a sedan, which is actually what it's called. They like to refer to it as a post. And then we got 32 call it a sedan, and then 9% call it a Belair, no matter what it is. Interesting. Again, that was a pretty low number. 34 people voted on that post. I look at a lot of other car things also, and I look at every kind of car out there for the most part. I take into consideration of that. I'm a car guy in general, so I do have 2 Tri-5s, but I also have a 60 Chevy truck too. So, and I've had Camaros, and I've had a lot of Camaros. I've had Novas and things like that. So here's one question that was really close to to me, because I know what I see at car shows. I know what I see at Cars and Coffees. I know what I see on cruise nights, and I know what the public likes to see. I know what the awards bring. I see a lot of this stuff. It is very, people have a sharp opinion about this one. What do you prefer in the Tri-5 finish? A patinaed version or a painted version? This would be patina, and the blue one over there would be painted. Overwhelmingly, they liked paint. 77%, 23% patina. Wah, wah, wah. I thought it was the other way because, you get so many people piling over this versus the painted car. You go anywhere, and I don't know, but it's because it's more unique or more different. But when it comes down to it, people like your car painted. So I guess that's good if you're a painter, start painting it. I prefer patina, but that's just me. Actually, I like painted nomads though. It's shaving hairs to me because I've seen some just, drop dead gorgeous painted cars, and I just would just kill for them. And, that's awesome. But if it had to come down to it, I would call myself a patina guy. So interesting. 77%. We had 70 votes on that one. So then we get back to a small block question. This comes up a lot at these car shows, and a lot when you're talking to people online and around and they see pictures of it, What would you rather see when you open the hood of a Tri-5 Chevy? A modified engine or a stock small block Chevy? I get that all the time. Oh, it'd be cool if it had a small block. I even hear people, oh man, I wish those 6-cylinders were back there, all stock. I get a lot. It's a big comment. And I don't know what it is, but that's a comment. So again, I was wrong on this one. 69% would rather see a modified small block over the 31% seeing a stock small block Chevy. It's heavily favored, almost 3/4. They want to see the modified ones. Again, I'm a little surprised at that. I thought people would like to see the hood and see it all, bone stock motor under there. But yeah, like sometimes the bone stock's a little boring, I guess. So it's interesting. Again, love these topics. Love these topics. This is off the car topic a little bit. And this one is really close to me because I am going to get a lift at one point, and I really want to know which one I want to buy. Of course, I'd like to have 2 lifts, have one of each, but it says, what type of lift would you prefer, the 2-post or the 4-post? Or the drive-over lift? I don't know if you guys seen where you drive over them, they just lift them up halfway and you go underneath them with a little stool. And 48%, just under half, we went with the 4-post lift. Then it was the 2-post at 38, drive-over is 8%, and use your buddy's lift, let him work on my junk. They got some boats. A lot of people take their car to their buddy's house, use their lift, their stuff, their tools, their knowledge. I don't hate you for it. It's pretty cool. So again, it was pretty low on the vote total there, but it was 40 votes. One of the guys I follow on another channel, he actually commented on this. He has 2 lifts. He has a 4-pole and a 2-pole, and he has them in a small little shop. And he's like the rest of us. He's doing what he's got. He's not this super wazoo 8 guys working for him, every kind of lift you can think of. We got to edit the crap out of the videos and make it look a certain way and have everything perfect and have the best tools. He's like the rest of you guys and like the rest of me and the rest of us that, this is a car hobby. This is something we love. And from the guy that can barely get in a car to the guy that's, got everything, and everything in between. He commented on it because he has to use both of them because he has a smaller shop, and it's cool. I really like how he commented on them. And so then another one here, our Tri-5s or your hot rod, doesn't matter, hot rod, Camaro, Chevelle, Mustang, your Mopars, whatever. What do you prefer, a 2-pedal automatic or a 3-pedal manual? Banging gears, okay? All I see is automatics. When you go to a car show, when you go to the drag races, when you go to the roundy rounds, when you go to almost anything, you see automatics. It's overwhelmingly automatics. Very, very rare do you see a 4-speed anymore. When I was a kid, it seemed like they all had 4-speeds. I mean, I had one, everybody had one. But nowadays it seems like, we've gotten kind of, well, the automatics have really come up, with the stall speeds and the shift kits and the way they hold together and the way they perform. I understand, the automatics are popular. I thought this would probably be a big split, but again, 77% went with the manual transmission and 23 went with the automatic. A little surprising. A lot of guys like me have automatics, wish they had 4-speeds. So I think that's probably the case in that number, 64 votes on that one. And then my last vote, and I love gassers. I don't own one yet. I'm thinking about that blue one over there, considering putting a straight axle in it. That's it's been more than just considered. I'm leaning heavily that way to put a straight axle into that car and make it a gasser because I absolutely love gassers, especially with nice fancy paint on it. It would be neat, but another subject. What is the best body style of all times for a gasser? I'm surprised at the number. So you have a choice of a 55 Chevy, 54 Henry J, a 41 Willys, a 51 Anglia, and 54% was a 55 Chevy. That's what they preferred for the gassers. The best body style of all time is a 55 Chevy gasser. Followed at 39% with the 41 Willys, which I thought would be the first one. I thought the 41 Willys was just going to be hands down. I was thinking 70-something%. And again, the votes are kind of low on that 46. And then the Henry J has got 2%, and the Ford Anglia has got 4%. You see a lot of those at the drag strip, because they're small cars, they're gasser style. They've been around forever. You always see them. But again, didn't get very many votes. It would all come down to that 55 Chevy and that 41 Willys. Go to that poll and put in something if you think is better than that or something you like. It would be great if you went to that poll and did that. So those are the totals of all my polls. I thought those were pretty cool. I'm going to do some more of them. I'm going to have to think of some more fun stuff to interact with my people on my channel because we really enjoy that. I love the comments and the like, subscribe. Of course, that helps me. But the comments that you guys give every week and every video, day in and day out, I mean, I answered 2 or 3 this morning. It's just all the time I'm answering these comments, and they're great comments. I've had a couple of people call me fat, but whatever. Go ahead. And those comments are what it's really all about, is car guys. So I said I'm gonna have something at the end, and I've already talked about it before, but starting tomorrow, we're gonna try to get on the road early, which I struggle with early, but okay, we're gonna get on the road early because we're taking a road trip from Cottonwood, Idaho, all the way to Redding, California, Shasta Lake area. And then we're gonna go back through a town called Susanville, Reno, and then back home. We're gonna document this whole trip, and we're gonna be looking for cars and some cool things along the way. We've made this trip a lot. I still have friends and family in California, and I'm there all the time with car shows and things like that. And we do a lot of stuff with friends and family still, even though we live in Idaho. There's a lot of neat things along the way. And you bet if I see a car, I'm pulling over. And if you're on Highway 95 and you see me, maybe pull your car out so I can see it. You know, we're gonna go through that outback of Oregon, that direction, and then drop into Alturas and into Redding. And again, we want to do it early in the morning, so when we roll out of here, by the time we get to like Riggins and things like that, we're gonna see some light and gonna get, you know, because we don't want to take 24 hours to get there. It's a good solid 12 hours, so we're gonna be on the move. But we can't wait to see what we can film, see what we can come up with. That's not the important part. The important part is when I get there, I got a 56 Nomad I'm going to be looking at, and I'm going to drive it, and we're going to have some fun with it. So I have full access to it. It's pretty cool. My brother thinks it's his, but he's mistaken badly. I will be behind the seat, and he'll be able to see. He'll hopefully be watching this video, and he understands that I'll be driving my Nomad when come tomorrow, just so he knows while he's freezing. We'll be in the warm sun with shorts on. So, anyways, I loved enjoyed doing the polls with you guys. That was excellent. Go look at them again. Again, do the like, subscribe, comment. I hate saying that, but you know it's what we have to do. And if you don't want to, don't do it. Just like this, swipe on by me. You know, if you're not a cool kid, you don't want to be around us, I'm good with that. So I want my people here, and I look forward to this road trip and all of the videos we're going to grab. I mean, I have all my friends are car buddies, and some of them don't want to really be on camera, and I'm not going to force them, but I'm going to put their car on there, that's for sure. And we're going to go over it, and I'm going to get all the information on it because somebody out there really wants to see what they have, and they have some cool stuff. My buddies have some really cool stuff compared to my junker. So stay tuned for all that, and we'll see you on the road trip.